At 12, the 6 o'clock news starts right now.
The city now suing the state. The city of San Antonio has joined Houston in suing the state of Texas over a new law that it says would unconstitutionally strip cities of some of their powers to address local issues. This law is formally known as the Texas Regulatory Consistency Act.
But opponents have called it the Super Preemption Bill, some even calling it the Death Star Bill. Garrett Berger tells us why city officials say they have to fight it.
This is big government overreach, plain and simple.
To supporters, House Bill 2127 is about getting rid of a patchwork of local business regulations. To San Antonio officials, it's about the state legislature getting rid of local power.
It seems that their years-long flirtation with authoritarianism has really turned into a full-on affair with authoritarianism.
San Antonio's city attorney says home rule cities have broad authority to create ordinances. But this new law would forbid local ordinances that are even on the same subjects covered in several state codes, which he says the state can't do.
House Bill 2127 is an improper attempt to rewrite the Texas Constitution.
He and other officials have been vague about specific examples of what ordinances would be affected, partly because they say the law is.
House Bill 2127 is so vague, no one really knows the full specific repercussions of it, so it will be tested in the courts.
The few possibilities that have been mentioned include ordinances against big rigs parked in neighborhoods, nuisance ordinances, or a water break requirement for workers the city council has been working on.
Ultimately, rather than an ordinance that applies to ensuring that all workers are protected, because of the state's actions, we've had to scale back to an ordinance that protects workers who are receiving city contracts.
While most of the council has spoken loudly against the law, new District 10 Councilman Mark White sees it as a good thing for businesses and a clarification of the city's role.
Let's do what we're there to do. Let's fix the streets. Let's stop the crime, right? Let's deal with this homeless problem and try to move these folks off the street.
Unless the cities of Houston and San Antonio succeed in court, the law is scheduled to take effect September 1st. Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
It is now one of the deadliest fires in San Antonio in about a decade. A Saturday morning house fire claimed the lives of 5 people, including 3 children. It all happened at the Clawson Ridge community on Winding Oak Drive. That's near Loop 1604 and Bulverde Drive. The medical examiner has identified 2 of the victims as 11-year-old Lily Valadez and 51-year-old Felicia Valadez. We're still waiting on the identity of a 29-year-old woman and 2 other children who were in the home. The fire department still investigating the cause, but say they don't believe it was intentional, and they're pretty sure that it started in the garage. There was only 1 working smoke detector in that home, and it was on the 2nd floor of the house. The fire department is begging the community to install working smoke detectors in your home. The city will provide them for free if you call them at 211.
I'm going to go back and look at every possible thing that could cause a fire in my house and look at that. So this is an opportunity again to spread that message of being safe in our homes, having an escape plan, getting out of the houses. Another thing, it appears that everyone lived in this house, but say you have a sleepover.
The city also has a website where you can get more information on how to form a fire safety plan, fire safety for kids, and even fire safety checks. Just head over to www.firesafesa.com.
A Bexar County Sheriff's deputy is behind bars tonight. That's after a child made an outcry of sexual abuse. 37-year-old Deputy Marcus James Alexander turned himself in on a warrant for indecency with a child by contact. That's a 2nd-degree felony. He had been with the department for about a year. You can read more about this story right now on KSAT.com.
And SAPD is reporting the arrest of a San Antonio Park police officer from early Sunday morning. Police say Larry Gonzalez was arrested for suspicion of driving while intoxicated. Gonzalez pulled over off of I-10 and Vance Jackson Sunday morning. Gonzalez has been on the police force for 15 years.
The Bexar County Medical Examiner has identified a man shot and killed at a Southside motel. 28-year-old Cody Mayfield was found lying on an upstairs walkway at the Capitol Motel on South Flores Street near Southeast Military. That was on July 20th. San Antonio police say he had gone to that motel with his girlfriend to meet a friend. When they were approached by a group of young suspects, he began arguing with them when one of them pulled out a gun and shot Mayfield. So far, no one has been arrested.
One local defense attorney has become a legal powerhouse this year. John Hunter saw not guilty verdicts on murder charges not once, but twice in high-profile cases. Erica Hernandez sat down with Hunter and has his story on how he became a formidable force in the fight for justice for his clients.
Attorney John Hunter has come a long way from his days as a fishing guide in Colorado. He is now guiding those accused of crime in the Cadena Reeves Justice Center.
I believe that everyone has worth, everyone has value, even if they've done something terrible.
This past year, Hunter has defended Andre McDonald, the Air Force major who was charged with the murder of his wife, Andreen, and Mark Howerton, who was charged with the murder of Trinity University student Kaylee Mandati. Both cases got national attention, and both times the juries came back with not guilty verdicts on the murder charge and guilty on a lesser charge.
I'm really happy with both outcomes. Obviously, we want to pursue the best outcome we can for our clients. So, in both situations, I thought that there wasn't evidence sufficient to convict either of them.
With the job also comes tough criticism for defending those accused of crimes.
It's a hard job. You carry your clients' problems for them, and that can be something that's a challenge, no question. The reality is that everyone's entitled to a defense, and a zealous defense. You don't want just a pulse at the table. You want someone who's going to actively fight for their client.
As for being one of the top defense attorneys in town, Hunter claims he still has a thing or two to learn.
And I know that there are lots of lawyers in this town that are working their butt off every day and not getting a shred of attention for it that need to be considered. So, no, I'm learning from people at the courthouse constantly. There are lots of secrets out there that one day maybe they'll share with me if I'm lucky.
Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
Message that the Biden administration needs to hear, the message that everyone needs to hear, is build these damn bridges.
Some Texas Republicans and Democrats getting behind a push to address some infrastructure needs along the border. They want to expand the international bridge that connects Laredo to Mexico. Jonathan Cotto is in Laredo today to explain this proposal.
Laredo is the country's #1 port of entry and the busiest. It connects Texas with the Mexican city of Nuevo Laredo, Tamaulipas, and a recent increase in commercial traffic calling for bridge expansions. Congressman Henry Cuellar says so far this year, over 1 million commercial vehicles have crossed the World Trade Bridge, a 6.3% increase from previous years.
Last year, we saw more than $863 billion of trade between the U.S. and Mexico. We're almost reaching $1 trillion of trade, which means that every minute that we're here, that's over $1 million of trade between the U.S. and Mexico. So bridges are very, very important.
Now, Cuellar says the expansion project will add 8 additional lanes here at the World Trade Bridge, creating a total of 16 lanes that would allow for more trade. Now, of course, this is all dependent on presidential permits he says they hope to obtain by the end of the year. Reporting in Laredo, Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
Staying on the border for this next story, Texas Governor Greg Abbott is pushing back against the U.S. Department of Justice's plans to take legal action against Texas. The issue surrounds those floating barriers in the Rio Grande that were put in place to stop migrants from crossing the border. In a letter sent to the governor last week, the Department of Justice said the barriers violate federal law related to the Rivers and Harbors Act. The DOJ wants the buoys removed, saying they pose humanitarian concerns as well as threats to navigation. But in a letter to President Biden today, Governor Abbott refused, saying, quote, "Texas will see you in court." The governor also argued the U.S. Constitution grants Texas the authority to protect its borders.
3 local kids proving that age is just a number. They just got back from Washington, D.C., lobbying for bills that would help diabetes patients all across the country. They tell Courtney Freeman about their own battles with type 1 diabetes and the changes they're hoping to make.
15-year-old Sophia Shanaki, 14-year-old Addison Day, and 12-year-old Peyton Maury were all diagnosed with type 1 diabetes when they were just 10.
I was sleeping a lot, very dehydrated. One of the symptoms that my parents had recognized was wetting the bed in kids that don't wet the bed.
I was really lost in the beginning and I didn't know what to do with myself. I just felt really alone.
Then they all found the juvenile diabetes which raises money for research but also provides support to kids nationwide. One program they have is called the Children's Congress.
We go and we talk to congressmen and senators about the new acts coming in and the new bills.
These three, representing San Antonio, Bernie, and Uvalde, were chosen for the program out of 800 applicants. They went to D.C. July 9th through 11th, where they sat on the Senate floor and spoke face-to-face with lawmakers.
The Insulin Affordability Act was my speaking point that I chose, not only capping insulin to people who have insurance to $35, but to everyone in general.
It's heartbreaking hearing stories of people who are losing their family members from diabetes because they have to make an important decision of food or insulin.
They also pushed for the renewal of the Special Diabetes Program, funding new technology for patients.
I'm wearing 2 of the new technologies. Now I can wear my pump outside of my body because of the funding from the program.
They hope they've influenced lawmakers to prioritize these bills and proven to kids like them their voice matters.
You're gonna be okay. You're just like us. We know what you've been through.
And you're never fighting alone. Courtney Friedman, KSAT 12 News.
Let's take a look outside with live cam. If you were keeping track of those 100-degree days, we had, but a brief break, and we're back at it, Adam Cassidy.
Yeah, we coined a new term last night, the Run for 21.
The Run for 21.
Run for 21. Yeah. Oh, that sounds awful.
It's intended to.
It's the record for consecutive 100-degree days, 21 in a row. We made it to 15, and then yesterday, 99 for the high, so barely snapped the streak. 101, the high temperature today, so now we're restarting that run for 21. Not necessarily that we want to hit it, but we're making that run for it. 29 100-degree days so far this year. Last year at this time we had 45. We also have some dust headed our way. We're going to talk about that African dust and our streak of 100-degree days in a bit.
Let's take a look outside and check on your Monday evening commute there at US 281 in Hildebrand. Sometimes a trouble spot, but not tonight. Smooth sailing.
Every driver has had to deal with them. Traffic lights. And we've all had complaints about the stops that are along each of our routes. See if this sounds familiar.
Mostly that people are at the light too long, or it didn't let enough cars through.
Today in KSAT explains, how are traffic lights timed? Who's in charge of them? And which intersections are the busiest? KSAT explains traffic lights is coming up at 6:30. This is the final week for the Right Start program, and we need your help donating school supplies. The teachers of Somerset and Judson ISDs will receive those supplies this year, and United Way will be looking for volunteers to organize those donations on August 4th. But before that, you can visit any Cavender auto dealership in San Antonio or visit United Way directly at 700 South Alamo Street to make your school supply donation. Now, if you don't have time to get out and get those school supplies, you can buy a school supply bag through a text. Text Right Start, that's WRITE START, to 41444.
The San Antonio Zoo is getting a $1 million donation from the Greehey Family Foundation to support its Generation Zoo campaign. The money will help the zoo's master plan for remodeling. This will include a new entrance and plaza and a gorilla habitat and an event center for special occasions. The president of the foundation, Bill Greehey, said through their support, they're committed to helping our local zoo turn into a world-class destination and conservation facility.
All right, let's turn to the forecast now. We know those 100-degree temperatures are back, but some people saw some good rain over the weekend.
I got some of that rain yesterday.
Oh, you did?
Nice. Yes, I had to pick up all the limbs this morning.
I saw it everywhere around me.
Yeah.
Don't you hate that?
I got it too.
All right, brag about it.
It was actually while I was out hand watering. I was like, see, meant to be. It's like I just washed the car, you know? Everybody go wash the car really quickly. Then your luck goes up a bit higher. We did have some good rain, especially on the far west side and northwest side of San Antonio and Bexar County. Unfortunately, it's another dry stretch ahead of us. A new triple-digit streak started today with our high of 101. We talked about that earlier. And the Saharan dust, it's on the way. It's going to be noticeable, I think, by tomorrow afternoon and evening. Take a look at our forecast for that dust. Now, most of us will not be affected by this. You'll just notice a little extra haze in the sky, especially at sunrise and sunset. But those with very sensitive respiratory systems may be affected by it, particularly Wednesday and Thursday when we have more moderate levels of that Saharan dust. Then by Friday, it drops to light again. Saturday and Sunday this weekend, it's out of here and it disperses. Here's a look at the computer model. It's all out over the Gulf of Mexico, but by tomorrow afternoon and evening, it starts to move in. We get clipped by that big plume that's over the ocean at the moment. And then it gets a little more moderate in nature. It thickens up just a little bit for Wednesday and Thursday before dissipating throughout the day gradually on Friday, and then Saturday really not even noticeable in our sky anymore. So we'll just have to deal with it for the middle part of the week. And again, most of us will just notice an extra haze in the sky, and that's it. Here's a look at our satellite and radar. Notice those coastal showers right along the sea breeze, which is moving in toward us. The sea breeze is moving in, not the showers, unfortunately. But the rain confined to the Gulf coastline and those locations within about 50 miles of the coast. The center of the heat high, it's basically over Colorado at the moment, about the Four Corners region. So with the clockwise flow aloft, we have that northerly flow. Sometimes in that northerly flow, we can tap into leftover thunderstorms and complexes of storms like what you saw in Missouri earlier today, but we need that to be a little closer to us. We didn't get that. The door is still open for some disturbances in the days ahead. Notice the center of the high doesn't move directly over San Antonio. It stays off to the north of us, and that's going to open the door for the potential of some energy coming in aloft from the Gulf of Mexico and maybe some disturbances. But right now, I just don't think we have all the elements together in order to help kickstart some showers or storms. So I've got those rain chances at 0%. There's the possibility, a small possibility, that we could boost them to about 10% for Friday and this weekend. I'm just not there yet. I know, 0%, 10%, not a big difference, but it's all we have at the moment. 101 right now, dew point of 56. That dew point dropped down as it often does this time of day. Dew point of 56 in Castroville. Stinson, dew point of 62. Still a little hint of humidity in the air on the south side, but the thickest humidity as usual, even in the afternoon, closer to the Gulf Coast. Tomorrow's going to be like today. More of the same with the mugginess. Very sticky and muggy in the morning. Actually, after sunset, that humidity is going to spike again. And then tomorrow morning it's high. By tomorrow afternoon, it drops off again, which is good because that mitigates the effects of the heat index. The heat index really not a big factor in the afternoon weather. 77 in the morning, 94 at noon, 101 the high temperature. Carrizo Springs 105, Rock Springs 98. New Braunfels 102 tomorrow, along with La Jolla at 102. Again, the dust, middle part of the week. Otherwise, just a lot of sunshine, and this trend restarts.
All right. Thank you, Adam.
The Cowboys are in California, and that means KSAT 12 Sports is also in California.
It's hard to decide if we're more excited about the fact that Larry gets to be where it's cool, at least one of us is out there where it's cool, or if Cowboys are getting ready to start training camp. Both. Excited for both. Cowboys reporting in training camp today. Matter of fact, just arrived a few seconds ago. Larry Mears is going to join us live from the California coast. And the British Open champion got a little motivation for victory from an unusual source. Coming up.
So it was a case of trying to prove any doubt was wrong.
You know, I'm not going to give that guy any more. I shouldn't have given him credit right there.
Hey, you know, there's nothing like giving a rude dude a little motivation to win a major. More on that in a minute, but first, we are camping with KSAT. The Dallas Cowboys arrived in Oxnard, California just moments ago. Most of the players on the bus. A few may be reporting to camp on their own. Our Larry Mears also reported to training camp today, and he now joins us live from, well, that's not training camp behind you. That's too beautiful to be training camp.
Yeah, this is Point Magoo Rock. It is definitely a beautiful spot, David, for sure. So welcome live to Southern California, our home for the next week as we cover the Dallas Cowboys 2023 training camp. And following one last weekend off, the boys arrived to Oxnard today, at least most of the team did. And then the grind to camp will start later on this week on Wednesday. So there are plenty of storylines heading into camp, including head coach Mike McCarthy, who will call the offensive plays this season after they let Kellen Moore go to the Chargers. And they brought in, the boys did, Brian Schottenheimer as the offensive coordinator. Dak Prescott was recently asked what's the biggest thing the offense needs to accomplish in training camp.
The biggest thing, just really understand the way the game's going to be called, understand who we are, and create an identity. I mean, when you switch play callers, that's a big point of that. Is you've got to get into that season before game one. You've got to know who you are and what you want to do and how you want to attack the defenses. And I think we've done a great job in just the spring and the off season of getting an idea, but we've got to make sure we really button it in and define it once we finish with camp.
The Cowboys left for Cali around noon Texas time, landed at LAX, and then bussed over to Oxnard, where they will hold training camp until August the 17th. The boys are back in town, so here are some key dates. Tuesday will be the State of the Cowboys address. Saturday, the opening ceremony, and then on Sunday, Jerry will join us for instant replay. And David, you know what? The Cowboys are less than 3 weeks away from their preseason home opener against the Jaguars. The season is rapidly approaching. Back to you.
All right, Larry, thank you very much. Can't wait. Hey, Brian Harman, the British Open champion, was able to fight off a couple of bad holes on Saturday and again yesterday to win his first major golf tournament at the age of 36. He won by 6 strokes. On Saturday, he had a bad hole and heard from some guy in the gallery. Instead of believing that guy, he proved that guy wrong.
After I made the second bogey yesterday, a guy, when I was passing him, he said, "Harman, you don't have the stones for this." That helped.
That was the motivation?
Yeah, that helped a lot. I think he was anyway, that helped. I mean, it just helped snap me back in, I'm good enough to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go through my process, and the next shot's going to be good.
Well, he had a lot of good shots after that. If that guy only knew. Coming up at 10 on the Night Beat, what Harman is going to do to celebrate his victory when he gets back home. Very interesting. And plus, more from Larry Ramirez in Oxnard tonight. We'll have sound from these guys as they arrived there at camp in Oxnard.
I hope they stay warm out there.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe need a light jacket. Yeah. Thanks, David. KSAT Explains Traffic Lights is coming up next.
It doesn't matter where you're from or where you're going, we all deal with traffic lights.
And what is the biggest gripe drivers seem to have? They're not timed. So are they? And who owns and operates the traffic lights? We found out in this KSAT Explains.
I'm a very impatient person, so I feel like every light is long.
Trying to take a left turn, and it just takes forever.
Everywhere is crowded, all of it.
The traffic lights is not very well synced here.
They're complaints local public works departments hear often.
Yes, we do.
The most common thing that we get is
People are at the light too long,
that they're waiting too long for a traffic light to turn green,
or it didn't let enough cars through,
or that the traffic light is not green long enough.
I think there's two common misconceptions. Is that these signals are not timed correctly. Well, they are. The other is who's responsible for that signal.
3 groups are in charge of timing and maintaining local traffic signals: the city, the county, and the Texas Department of Transportation.
That map represents one of the 1,145 traffic signals that the city operates throughout town. This is the TransGuide Operations Center.
City Public Works employees are here monitoring information from traffic signals and all these cameras.
Right now we have about 250 intersections that have cameras.
Not red light cameras, those are banned in Texas. These cameras give crews a real-time road view.
We can watch to see, is the light operating the way we think it should be operating? And then we have equipment that is recording how long each light is green and red.
SAPD also has staff here, as well as via bus dispatchers and TxDOT.
There's a rarely known code in our Texas Administrative Code that says if a city is over 50,000 population, they own and maintain the traffic signals on our highways.
In our area, that applies to San Antonio and New Braunfels.
So in those two cities, on all TxDOT roads, the city owns and maintains all traffic signals. The exception is any frontage road traffic signal along a freeway.
TxDOT owns roughly 200 traffic lights on local frontage roads. But here's where things merge.
We pay the city of San Antonio to maintain about 130 of those frontage road signals.
In smaller cities in Bexar County that have fewer than 50,000 people, TxDOT owns and maintains those lights. These are a few examples. But because some roads in those cities are connected to San Antonio streets, there are exceptions, like in Leon Valley.
We pay the city of San Antonio to maintain those traffic signals for us in Leon Valley just because San Antonio has signals north of there, they have signals south of there, so they tie it all together as one system.
One system with a lot of different timing programs.
How do you determine how long the signals need to stay green or when they need to turn red?
So we do an engineering analysis at every intersection where we go out and we collect data. We look at how many cars are going through the intersection and what direction they're going, how many left turns they're taking, how many right turns. And we also look at how many pedestrians.
Time of day is a factor too. City traffic lights usually have 3 timing programs, one for the morning rush hour, one for the evening rush hour, and one for the times in between.
For some locations, we have even more than that because we have some locations that have like a heavy lunch period, for example, or some that have unique traffic patterns on the weekends. So we may have a different timing plan that runs on Saturday versus one that runs on Sunday.
When lights go from green to yellow to red depends on that pre-programmed timing and motion detection at the intersection.
So, for example, if you have 2 cars waiting to make a left turn, then they will get less screen time than, let's say, if we had 5 cars waiting to make a left turn.
The city re-examines traffic signal timing every 3 to 5 years, or when something new is built, like a new neighborhood or shopping center, for example, or more often, when they get complaints.
On the county side of things, there are far fewer traffic signals. Bexar County operates a total of 62, but that number is growing, including this new signal here at Wiseman Boulevard and Tillman Ridge, all to accommodate a brand new subdivision.
This is the brains right there. That's the computer for the traffic cabinet.
This is where that timing is controlled.
There's always going to be a minimum time and a maximum time, which if there's no traffic, it'll just do the minimum time. If you do have traffic, there's a lot of cars, it'll shut off at the maximum time and it'll allow the most cars it can, while still keeping in mind that there's another leg that needs to go through.
That minimum and maximum time varies at every intersection. The city of San Antonio says lights will typically be green 60 seconds on a main street, 30 seconds for a smaller street, and 15 seconds for left turn lanes. 3 of the most traveled intersections in San Antonio are Southwest Military at Zarzamora, Culebra at Westwood Loop, and Petranco at Hunt Lane. Bexar County Public Works says it doesn't track an average time, but they do know the busiest intersections: Alamo Ranch at Lone Star Parkway, Alamo Ranch at Alamo Ranch Parkway, and Bulverde Road at TPC Parkway. In the next several months, the county is upgrading to a system that will allow them to monitor traffic signals remotely.
We can connect automatically from our desktop and look to see if someone calls and says that there's something wrong. We can actually just log into the system directly and check it.
The county, the city, and TxDOT say the goal is to keep people moving. The timing may not be perfect, and all that traffic,
I'm from a small town of Lubbock, Texas, and we don't have that problem.
It's not perfect either.
Sometimes it's just the people's driving. Most times it's just the people's driving's fault.
I apologize for some of those issues we had with a technical error there. We'll get it all fixed to get it up on our website and on YouTube. That's where you can let us know what you want explained. Scan this QR code here to go straight to the KSAT Explains page, where you can find all our coverage and a place to send in your own ideas. We'll be right back.